I was supposed to clean out the fridge Pesach style, but after my man left for work, the baby forgone, and the house was all mine, I made a coffee, looked out the kitchen window, and saw the gardener hauling a heavy reel of brown irrigation tubes on his shoulder. I forgot that was happening today. He throws the load on the ground, and through the dusty cloud pluming around his feet, he notices me, a woman in the window. Only recently I've come to accept how big my breasts are and continue to grow. In 9th grade, I exploded on top like an uncapped squeezed tube of toothpaste. Worried they would sag before a boy licked them, I spent my allowance on push-ups at Victoria's Secret. I thought they'd diffused at some point and my body had evened out, but last week I was with a group of women, I guess friends, and we were complimenting one girl for her boldness to go braless. And I said we were the same size, but she made braver fashion choices than I, and everyone laughed and said I have big boobs and that we were not at all the same. We were not. She had a natural birth on all fours, no epidural. Once the head came out, she grabbed his shoulders and pulled him from her own vagina and onto her chest. She didn't need stitches. She had a great time breastfeeding, stopped when she returned to work, and 6 months later, she's still perky and hot. She can go for a run wearing only a shirt of loose fabric. She has a job. I spent days convincing myself it wasn't the boobs, it was a matter of courage. Next thing I know, I'm standing in front of a lingerie store claiming to be for all women of all shapes. The women shopping inside don't need support. For them, bras are fun accessories, like a bracelet. But I go along with the motto and buy a black lacy bralette. I can't wear it on a run, but it would look great with rubber gloves, a toilet brush, and a gallon of bleach. Sexy cleaning leads to life-changing sex and pasta dinners. That's the woman I know I can be, the woman in the window. When I return from the store, I see the gardener on his knees, feeling around the soil. And I think, I bet he's wishing that soil was me. I take off my clothes and put on my new cleaning out uniform. It still looks great outside the store. I look great. I go to the kitchen, open the window, get on a stool, and start rearranging the cups in the upper cabinet. When I feel his eyes on me, I make sure to appear fully engrossed in my chore. I turn this way and that, adjusting elastic edges. I gather my hair into a ponytail, then let it fall down again. I know he's watching me. From my periphery, I can tell he is still. Assured he has seen what I wanted him to see, I step down, and as I slide the window shut, I glance at him. That look on his face, I recognize it. I've seen it many times in the past, but not that long ago. It's the look of a man who wants to fuck me. Fridge forgotten, dishes unwashed, carpet crumbs unvacuumed, and no dinner to serve. Big titty me has wasted the day away buying a new bralette, and now it's time to leave. I pull myself away from admiring my half-naked, not as bad as I thought body from the full-length closet mirror. I got myself so horny that my inner thighs are sticky, forcing me to put on a new pair of panties so I won't chafe. I had also planned to bake an American-style cake with 2 layers covered in frosting, which is what glamorous housewives on the internet do, but those cakes take time. The layers need to cool, otherwise it gets melty and droops. So I rushed to buy a slice of cheesecake from the coffee shop in the hotel with the French mint awning on Allenby. Cheesecake is one of those things that are tastier bought than homemade. It's more expensive, but I'm using my husband's credit card, so it's free. The first time I went to this cafe, I thought I had discovered a hidden gem. I would stand outside by the construction fence, scarfing down my coffee and pastry, dust blowing into my mouth between bites. The sweaty man in blackened hospital pajamas and blank stare always stood next to me, yet I never offered to buy him a slice, and I keep coming back, so I guess I don't feel that guilty. It took 5 months until I realized there was a back patio for people with laptops and dogs. I always do this. I get scared to venture into the unknown. I hate asking for a favor. If I'd wandered into the back with my Americano and there was no patio, what would they do? Ask me to leave? I'm in a boutique hotel, not Gaza. Yet I have no problem asking a room full of strangers if anyone has a pad. I'm aware people think pads are for frigid women or bat mitzvah girls, but I'm not ashamed. I don't wear tampons, and I don't worry about contracting TSS. I want a pad, the bigger the better, 7 full drops on the box, nighttime size. No wings, no dice. I tell the guy behind the counter the cheesecake is to go. He looks like a 40-year-old little boy as a choice, and it makes me want to be kind to him. I wonder what it would be like to have sex with his smooth chin and delicate shoulders. Would he keep his tiny cropped t-shirt on the whole time? I think yes. If it was daytime sex on a weekday, I would keep my bra on, sparing enough time for household chores. Can you cut it in half? I ask as he's closing the pastry box. Just down the middle, doesn't need to be even. The boy reaches for a knife as if I've asked him for the impossible, then turns the box for me to see that he's done what I asked and he's done a great job. My smile is not reciprocated. He hands me the bag and I feel he's disgusted with me, and it's not just because I'm not his type. Back on Allenby, the homeless guy is reliably at his post, blank staring in my direction. I open the box, scoop up a half, and finish it in 2 bites. The creamy consistency quickly clogs the throat. I jump up and down in place. My jiggling breast is compensation for the cake, which he won't be having today either. I feel bad, but also my nipples are hard. Then I sprint down the street to make my thirst more dire. I don't deserve water. I keep playing the gardener's grin over and over, and it makes perspiration blister out my head and waterfall down my back. My hands are so wet I almost drop the pastry box as I reach the door. I dry my palms on my shirt and knock. The door opens, and like a game show, my baby is standing right in front of me. She knew it would be me. She thinks that's who I am. Early, dependable, trustworthy mom. She picks up her bag and starts at the door. No hug, it's time to leave. I lift her onto a street bench. She kicks and shrieks. I've interrupted her plans. I put the box on her lap, and even though she can't string two words together, she knows it's a pastry, and she's immediately quiet. I usually ask her how her day was to create a habit for the future. But on the upshot that today is the day she starts speaking, I don't want her to ask me about my day and what I did. I'd rather she plug her mouth with cake. Then we'll go to the park, then home for a bath, dinner, and bed. Tomorrow I will clean the fridge fully clothed. With her mouth full, she gazes at the morsel of cake in her hand, anticipating the next bite. She's not worried how she'll feel once it's done. That look on her face, I recognize it well. Mama still got it, I say. She jolts. She forgot I was there. Is it delicious, I ask her. She looks me straight in the eyes and puts another creamy bite in her mouth. Good, I say. Don't tell Abba.